It exists. It exists. There's nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new under the sun. So this one's gonna be a leeway into our theme for next month.
Oh, I thought it was a little different. Not terribly
Yeah,
different. It is the longest title show
yeah,
that we've watched, right? I feel like it is because
yeah.
it wore my pencil down. I don't know if you look at this. Wore down. Hey, it's got to be good though. Like I ain't doing it for some wacko,
If it's store
I'm trying to think
bought,
of.
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
it's like
what I'm saying. Hungry man, Hungry Jack, Hungry Man Jack, uh, El Patio. N- Nah, bruh. You getting the bare minimum from me for some
yeah,
Hungry Man Jack.
yeah.
Quite the jump, which means, I mean, I don't know. I can't tell. I'm always like, who's keeping these shows afloat and who's thinking this is a great show that we should turn into? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell. So,
Like I said, he has that good intuition to be like, hey, something's going on. I'm gonna get out of here.
mm,
And so you're getting those small little bits of information like building up. Like, okay, there's something building up to something here.
yeah. And so I think that's the battle I'm having with myself here. It's like, it's so strange and so weird and so specific. But then also, if there's going to be a battle going on, then I'm like intrigued because I'm like, what is his role in that?
Got it. All right. Cooking in another world with my absurd skill.
All right.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Let's do this in three, two, and one. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Podcast. It's me, Joe Angel, once again with my co-host Sal, and we are in our final week of What's Up Foods.
What's up, food?
What's up, food?
It's a shame that it took us like we're
Halfway
two
into it.
episodes late. Yeah, three episodes too
Yeah.
late to get like an actual title,
You sing an actual day.
an actual name
It's
for
hard.
this month of. But everybody knew what we were
Yeah.
doing. They're like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's a food
everybody knew.
anime.
They're like, oh, they're just doing
That's a
foods,
food
man. It's
anime."
the month of food. We're doing foods. But this
Which,
one
by the
is
way,
literally
uh-huh,
for
Anime is a podcast where we teach you how to love and watch anime one episode at a time.
one episode at a time, guys. And man, have we been doing it. So this one's gonna be a leeway into our theme for next month.
Oh, I thought it was a little different. Not terribly
Yeah,
different. It is the longest title show
yeah,
that we've watched, right? I feel like it is because
yeah.
it wore my pencil down. I don't know if you look at this. Wore down. Wore down my pencil by
Yeah, I
just
had
writing
to
the
like
title. I was like, oh, I'm in
yeah.
for it. I had to sharpen my
In
pencil halfway through the title.
halfway through the title. And that
Uh,
title is Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill.
dude,
Like,
I did not know what I was in for. I almost started reading the synopsis earlier before I started. I was like, no, don't do it. Let's just go for it because this title,
this
I'm
title
gonna
pretty
read
much says
us.
it.
It really does. I'm gonna read us a synopsis. Ready? Let me clear my throat. When a magical realm looks to summon heroes, they're sorely disappointed to end up with a mediocre salaryman. Makoto How do you say that? What do you think? Makoto? Makoto Tsuyoshi.
Makoto Tsuyoshi.
I'm gonna go Tsuyoshi.
Yeah,
We'll
Tsuyoshi.
say Makoto may not be a hero, but this conjuring error has given him a delicious power. Online grocery. His power is called online grocery. Where do they come up with this stuff? I feel like there was this skit or like not skit, there was this a bit on an episode of Family Guy where they were making fun of, or was it Family Guy? I think it may have been either Family Guy or The Simpsons, one or the other. It
Yeah,
may have been The Simpsons because they were making fun of Family Guy because they were like, all they do is they have a bunch of things up on a board and they take two darts or three darts and they
you
throw
just
one and
throw
they get a location. They throw another thing, they get a person. They throw, and then they try to make a joke with these random three things
yeah,
together. That's what this feels like. I'm like, the show is just like someone throwing darts at like things. Like, okay, let's see here. There's a guy. He's a grocery man. Or he works in an office. And then there's, he goes to France. And they're just like
yeah.
throwing things at it and just like, all right, let's see if we can come up with a story. Let's just see.
Like
Like,
ad libbing.
where's it? It really is. It felt like that for real, for real. Like the story was just like,
It's
there wasn't it's what?
what's
There
that
wasn't an intro,
one?
was this?
Nah, not really. No, I kind of just went right into it.
Yeah,
Um,
actually it does because I wrote down, oh, we just straight up in this.
yeah,
It's just we in the middle of this, like
in the middle of it. Yeah, because I because we get in, we come in, and they kind of a Tarantino us because we get
uh-huh.
in and it's like it's two guys, one in armor and one not, and this big old wolf. So it's like,
Hmm.
okay, we're getting right into it, and then I think it jump cuts into like a title screen, and then it goes into like the intro, like
Hmm.
the show, and it's like every isekai people from the other
Hmm.
another world got dropped into a fantasy world, and
Fantasy
they got
world.
abilities now that are being assessed. You know,
Yeah. Everybody else,
standard isekai.
he's wearing a straight up suit. He's just like a suit and tie kind of guy. And they have like the other warriors there, or the other people have like actual abilities, like powers. And there's a guy who's assessing their powers, and they were like, let's see here. You have online grocery? Like there's a guy. Do you know what the other powers were? I can't remember the other powers. Like
I
there's,
think one was like it was like a ability to control like the elements or something. And one
yeah.
had like magic, mana.
It-
It was pretty much like all these
like
like, oh yeah, you're somebody. You
typical.
know?
Yeah, typical power,
Yeah,
typical powers. There's a big king there. They're like, "You are my warriors," and the other guy's like, you know what? I think we're gonna be over here because
I'm out.
I'm an online grocery shopper. That's all I can do. Which was
Yeah,
it was pretty funny because he has. I think they give him a little bit of money. They're like, "Here's for your troubles. Get out of here, kid."
yeah,
And he finds a place. He gets different clothes because he looks weird, looks like a sore thumb. But then he goes to he finds a little like apartment or something like that to stay in, and he sits down. He pulls up the solo leveling, kiosk.
yeah,
He just conjures that up, and he's just like, okay, I've seen this on other animes, or I've seen this on an anime. I'm like,
yeah.
bro, you're in an anime. They're doing that thing.
You're in
But then
it.
and so he's trying to figure out how to use online grocery, his only
Yeah,
skill. And I just thought that was the idea that was pretty funny. Like he's like here's his like he has like 100 strength and like
yeah,
stealth or something like that. They have all the different like his little things that he's able
yeah,
to do, but then he's like he can pull up like the uh the online grocery shopping list that like
yeah.
that you would put in at
It's like a normal
Walmart or
website.
Target. Yeah, he pulls up a website. It's just like clicking through
Yeah.
things. He's putting coins into like a slot in the floating
For
kiosk.
having an ability, it is like having to actually have money to use it. It's all like, oh hey, you
Yeah,
got this ability. but you need to have this thing in order to utilize it.
Yeah, like that makes it even more lame.
Yeah,
Oh, dude. But then also fire though, because I'm like, oh, he puts in an order right then and there, and he could just like have it show up, and I was like, okay,
yeah.
this is better than we thought. Like this power is better
Bro,
than we thought. Like I'm down with
I
that.
don't have
Like,
to leave my house at all. Like
yeah,
especially when you go to the grocery store and you like you get home, you have all the stuff, and you're just like, I forgot this one
oh,
thing. You just pull it up.
mm-hmm.
Hey, what did I forget? I got this. Boom, boom, boom. Got it. Done.
Boom, boom, boom. Like, I mean, like you can get the groceries delivered now, but you can't get them
Oh yeah,
instantly delivered. You know what I'm saying? Like same
instant
minute
delivery.
deliver.
That's it.
Like I'm talking like
Yeah,
right now, like right now. I just want
right
it
now.
before I even finish saying it. I want to hear in my give me this
In that,
boom. And
it's like a. Do you remember? Did you ever watch Spy Kids 1? Like the very first Spy Kids movie.
maybe I've seen some of it. I hadn't really
It's like where
watched.
they put in a little pack and like a microwave. So you
Oh
press the
yeah.
button and it pops out with McDonald's like instantly. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. They do the same thing on Fifth Element. She has like these little
yeah,
peels or something like that, and she puts it in this little thing, and it's a big old
yeah.
chicken that pops out of there.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I'm waiting for that technology. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like Back to the Future
Waiting
I
for
think
the
Back to the
day,
Future had
man.
that same thing. Hey,
Yeah,
uh,
come on, Elon,
they
we
did
wait.
the. He's working on buying Snapchat. Okay, let's see here. So the show does this thing like that I'm fine with, at first. They're like no synopsis, no like we're in the show. It feels like I even for a second there I go, I hope ever since Himotu, I think we did Himotu, I forget the full title of Himotu, but ever since we did that show and I watched the first episode of the second season instead of the first episode of the first season, I'm a little gun shy, George. I'm a little gun shy because I'm like, I got to make sure I'm on the right one because I'm like watching this. I'm like, oh, they're not telling me anything, and I'm like, I'm a little lost, a little bit. Like I'm not terribly lost, but I'm like, I got to make sure, and so I had to click on the button to see if this was the first episode, and it was. And then I'm reminded it's the first episode because then he meets a guy in transport when he's trying to go to another city, and this man is straight up Jeeves. I think his name is Jeeves, and
Jeez.
he started spitting everything. He
Explain
was like,
everything you
yeah.
needed.
He's like, oh wait, and after he explained everything to him, he goes, oh wait, you didn't know that? I'm like,
You didn't
not
know
to the
that?
detail, not like the way you know it, like the way
Yeah.
like it's been written
He had
down and
that.
you're just
He
reading
he had that old man knowledge.
it. Yeah, he did, dude. That was pretty funny. I was kind of like, it was a little much. Let's see here. I wrote some stuff down. This one doesn't make any sense here. Let's see here. This man is just chilling. Oh gosh, I can't read that. Let me see here. I wrote this one down. Why do you have to boil bread to make sandwiches? Let's see here. Um, I caught myself just watching this show. Like, I was just kind of like enamored by it. I'm like, what is happening? He is trying to get out of this place. I'm also watching because the little fairy tale place, he is, can you
Yeah.
tell where he is? Like looking at it, can you tell? Do you have a sense of where he might be in like in a fake, he's still in a fake world, but I think it's based off of an actual
It's
place.
like a
I,
kingdom, like a
I
it's
th
like
so
a I would
I
say it's standard kingdom.
Yeah, I think they're basing it off of France. So they have the architecture in some of the buildings that you see, like in some of the like old garb that they're wearing is very French
Yeah,
countryside, where they have these
yeah,
like wooden beam, exposed beam structures, and then he
yeah.
makes something for them. He makes like this like potato soup kind of thing with like sausages and stuff, and he called it something like a something au pot or something like that. And I was like, that's French too. So I'm
That's
like, okay, I hope that he's like, he's getting his bearings. He's trying to get somewhere, but I don't know where he's trying to
yeah,
go. He's just like, I need to get out of here. Then they close down the
yeah.
borders. So I guess he's in Texas, maybe. I don't know.
I guess
I'm
Man,
That's hey, don't
I
bleep that out, John. That's too political,
leave
Joe's.
that out. See what I go. Man, I will say, it does seem like, even though he has like a lame skill and ability, his his senses, like his situational awareness, seems pretty OP. Because the moment he got
Yeah.
there, he's like picking up on like, he's like this, like when they go meet the king and stuff. He's just like, I'm not sure I should, he senses something fishy's going on. He's like, and
Hmm.
he's like, I'm just gonna bow out and get out of here because it seems like something's going on. Like,
Yeah.
and so that's when he goes and like starts traveling. He's just like, hey, I'm a bounce. Starts trying to get out the country. He starts, goes here. He goes to the guild to get an escort, and because at first too, whenever he leaves, he's like, all right, I gotta like try and get some information on what's going on. Like he's trying to
Hmm.
get
Hmm.
like, all right, what's happening because he can sense something's going on. He's like, I just gotta get out of here, get over here, and of course we had Jeeves telling him the lowdown, like, hey,
Everything.
this is all this, but hey, don't say don't tell anybody I told you, but they've been trying to start all this beef over here and trying to
Hmm.
get
Hmm.
everybody riled up. And so, and it's just like, all right, he has some pretty good situational awareness to be like, all
He
right,
really
something's
does.
fishy. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually putting it together, and then like I think I even wrote down, I like, hey, this is actually becoming a very like good skill to have here. Him being able to feed his, and he finds it's actually more powerful than he thinks because he's
Yeah.
like, I'm feeding my escorts here, like, he's got like what did they call it? They had a name for it. They were a group of something, but the something Iron Fist or the
So they're the Iron Will Guild. Like
yeah, okay, the Iron
they're
Will
part
Guild.
of like the big like adventurers, and
Mhm.
their like little group was called Iron Will.
So they sit down and he gets him a couple meals, like he pulls up his grocery app, he gets his groceries, and he's got a little like campfire grill and he's like
Yeah,
making stuff. And the food is like giving them like points, powers. Like
yeah, like power ups.
they're powering up unbeknownst to themselves because he can see. He has that, and that's the other awareness. What's the thing? It's
So
appraisal.
he has appraisal and item box are his other sets of skills, and then his like unique ability, which is online grocery. But even so, like so going back where he's talking to Jeeves, um, he's telling him about like he's asking about like appraisals, like being able to
Hmm.
appraise it and stuff, and like item boxes. And the old man's just like, oh, that's a super real skill. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Like
for merchants, it's like it would be an amazing thing to have to be able to appraise stuff because it'll help him a lot. So he's getting that side of like, oh, hey, okay, so this stuff might be more than what it is, so I'm gonna keep it secret. Because even
yeah.
like with his escort, with his entourage, they're just like, oh, you have this, you have an item box, and he's just like, oh yeah, but it's just something like I can only
It's a
carry
little bit.
certain like small
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, but it's like he's getting more of like, oh, this stuff I have right now is maybe bigger than what it seems like.
Yeah, yeah, and that's his situational awareness kicking in again too, because he's like, I gotta be careful if somebody finds out that I'm able to do this thing and I have these
Yeah,
powers and I have like this could be I could be used in the wrong way. Somebody could like kind of, and somebody does come in, like they have that first meal, and I was like, this is already a problem because you're traveling through the forest, like old school style. You have a satchel,
yeah,
an old nasty
yeah,
napkin, like a cloth napkin that you just tie, and it's got loose
yeah.
bread in there. That's all you got, like
This
maybe it's.
bread, some jerky.
Yeah, yeah, like everything in there is dry. The driest food you could think of, just put it in a
Like a
nasty old
Popeye's biscuit.
t-shirt. Yeah, and you ain't got no water either. You try to eat that
No what?
Popeye's biscuit, no water. Okay.
Okay.
But like he's actually able to like like make a meal, and it's like gonna put off a scent, and it's gonna attract some things, and it does. Well, guess what? Furries in the wood. Okay, furries are in the
Furries in
woods, and
the
they they watch it. They watch it like, hey, hold on, someone making some beef stew up in this. Hey,
yeah.
that wolf is on him, and he comes down, and he's like, make me that ginger pork
Cool.
boar deliciousness. And sure enough, he was right. He ends up making all this stuff, which I don't get. I'm hoping. I'm hoping what happened because he just becomes at the end he just becomes like an indentured servant. There you are. You know what? Like you're now in charge of just feeding me, and that's what you're gonna do. But the wolf doesn't tell him, hey, but in return, you get this. He doesn't say
Yeah,
anything. He's like, nah, you're just gonna feed me. The end. Like that's your new job. I'm like, my new job, my job was to try to get out of here, and now you put me to
yeah,
work for like for what?
yeah.
But I
But
mean, he's big enough to like maybe you could ride the guy. He's a
yeah,
wolf, like like a horse, like or he could shoot fire or something. I mean, like he don't he look like he looks like a upgraded Pokemon, right? Like I don't
yeah,
know my Pokemon, but he's
yeah. He's in his final form.
there. You go, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me that. He's a he looked like yeah, like a fire breathing wolf. You know what I'm saying? Like. So maybe there's something there to it, or either maybe he has to get out of this relationship. I don't know, but he's been knighted, and it's no good.
Oh yeah,
It's no good. I wrote down this. I said, "Dang, patience, dog. You know, dog ain't got no patience." And then he goes,
just
don't
work,
wear my
work, work.
yeah, yeah." Like immediately he goes, "Hey, make me some of that food, or give me some of that food." And he didn't even give him a chance to go. Well, hold on, let me make it. He's like, don't wear my patience out." I'm like, "Hey, you ain't got no
Yeah,
patience, dude. Come on, man, take it easy."
take it
He
easy.
ends up eating all their food, like all their board, right? Like I feel like he went through all of it, right?
Yeah,
Like that's kind of what we.
that's what it seems like. Yeah,
Let's see here. What else did I write down here? I said, oh, that pozole though. You know what I'm saying? He made a killer
that
pozole
pozole.
earlier. You know what I'm
Hey, all
saying?
the
They're
foods
like
like this goes to
that.
show just like how we talked about last episode where food
Mhm.
bringing people together, bringing people together, like his cooking has like basically he's got the loyalty of this entourage of his like it seems like they would do anything for this man with the cooking he's giving them.
I'm the same way, dude. Like, hey, you want me to do anything for you? You could practically pay me in food. Like, if I shouldn't put this out there because someone's gonna take advantage of this, but like. You know what I'm saying? Like you want me to do something for you.
Yeah,
Like, hey, would you could give me some money or
yeah.
I'll take some cookies instead. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll you
You
can
know what I'm
pay
saying?
me
That
in
cost you about that cost you a brisket and a pork roast, roast pork.
let's see here. Yeah, I'll do it for like two burritos and a pack of tortillas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm cheap, dude. If it's good food, you can pay me in food, man. And it's
Especially
a
if it's
real
good.
thing. I'm like, hey, it's got to be good though. Like I ain't doing it for some wacko,
If it's store
I'm trying to think
bought,
of yeah,
it's like
you know what I'm saying. Hungry man Jack, uh El Patio. Nah, bruh. You getting the bare minimum from me for some Hungry
yeah.
Man Jack TV dinner.
TV
But
dish.
like it's a real thing though, like a real skill. Like it's not something to be overlooked to see somebody actually like, put their heart and soul into food and like bring people together for real, and like it's hospitality. It really is. It's
Yeah,
hospitality at its finest. You know what I'm saying? Like where you can like feed somebody, you feed their heart too. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something like you're
yeah,
giving them that thing, and you see them enjoy that thing, and you're enjoying these things together. It's a for real thing. Like, and you see it. You like there's better morale. There's like
yeah.
there's hope within the group. You're bringing more than just like, oh, I just made them a meal. No, it's just like, no, you're
It's yeah, it's something about like the company and stuff, and like essentially it like breaks down barriers and stuff. Like it makes people less apprehensive around each other, makes them more
Mm-hmm.
open to
Yeah.
whoever's around them.
Yeah.
Like
You let your
it
guard down
really
a little
just
bit.
like it's an avenue to like yeah, it's an avenue to like get if you want to get closer together. Like having a good meal with somebody, it's like a good way to do it.
Yeah. That's, hey, couldn't have said it better myself, my guy. I want this online grocery skill. It makes no sense.
Dude.
It's ridiculous. It's so it's the most ridiculous. And you know what? Like I get it now. Like I go, okay, you know what? That title is way too long, and these titles for some of these animes are ridiculously long. But I'm glad I had that title because now I get it. Now I get it. I mean, it says right there, campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill.
Absurd.
Like, dude, is it that long in Japanese? Tell me all about it, Joey.
Yeah,
Tell me all about this show.
yeah. All right, so let's get into some of the items that are in the boxes that make this show. And this
Ooh.
one's gonna be a little different. So this actually started off as a light novel.
Okay.
We get back into the light novels, guys. And this was written by Iguchi Rin. So they are the creator of this whole series.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
this actually they actually released this on the novel posting website, Shosetsuka ni Naro, and they started publishing it on the website in January of 2016. So it's not that old; it's still pretty
No,
fresh.
it felt
And
pretty fresh
so,
too.
yeah, and so in November of 2016, it actually got acquired by the publishing company Overlap, and so they actually started publishing it with illustrations by let's see here by an artist named Masa, and it's still ongoing. So right now, volume wise, it's at about 15 volumes for the light novel.
Hey, did this light novel invent the online grocery element, dude? Like when did we start like buying groceries online and you go, I'm gonna do that pickup? I felt like that's so new, like super new.
That might have been it.
This is, you know,
Yeah,
you're saying 2016, 2016.
yeah.
That's years ago, dude. Like we
That's
only started
years
doing
ago
that
now.
like that was like COVID for us. We were like,
Recent.
hey, after that, we were like, yeah,
Yeah,
recently. It took COVID for us, like, hey, you know what? How about I just call
yeah,
the grocery store
yeah.
and they
Have
just
them pick it.
get yeah, yeah, you know what? You do it.
They're there anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know where
I
everything
know there's
is.
somebody in the back not doing nothing. I know there's somebody in the back just taking a nap. Wake them
Hey,
up.
hey, whenever somebody gets close by, you just pick up a hammer and start hammering stuff. Like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I was back here
yeah.
hammering
Work.
things. Things need to be hammering. That's my job.
Yeah,
It's hammer time. You know
I'm
what
a
I'm
hammer guy. Yeah,
saying? Put that man to work. He knows
put
where all
that
the
back
soups
to
are.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a soup.
Oh man. And so, and then it got picked up as a manga in March of 2017. So about a year later, it got picked up as a manga that was illustrated by Akagashi K, and it was released on Comic Gardo's manga website. And it is currently at 10 volumes and it's still ongoing. So it's basically taking the story, like the written story from Iguchi, and then they have the artist drawing it all out.
That's cool. I
And
wonder, you know, like the process of that. Like if you wrote something like this, because the original writers, they don't have, or maybe they have like images in their mind of what that looks like or what they, you
yeah,
know, because I guess
yeah, I'm pretty sure
depending on the detail.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they like, especially when the Overlap acquired it. I'm pretty sure they
Mm,
like had meetings where they did like rough drafts
like
and
character.
sketches and
Uh-huh.
character designs. Like, hey, how do you think? Like, describe them. We'll have this artist draw them and go through. All right, yeah, this is what it's gonna look like, and then from that, going with the manga artist, like, all right, hey, this is kind of what the idea we had. going with that, drawing out the other characters, drawing out the design, the layout of the world and stuff like that. So I think it's like they're pretty. They have like meetings and stuff of like, hey, especially when it's a writer and an artist, they have to like
Hmm.
have those meetings. So like, all right, let's storyboard this. Let's what do you how are you picturing it? How are we picturing it? And
Yeah,
go through that whole
it seems like
process.
a little bit more. Yeah, it seems like a much larger undertaking. I mean, you have all the source material there, but then now you have to flesh it out. Whereas with an anime, with a manga, the writer and the illustrations are already there. You have everything, and so like to make it to have it go from manga to anime, as opposed to going from light novel to manga to anime, seems like quite the jump. Which means, I mean, I don't know, I can't tell. I'm always like, who's keeping these shows afloat, and who's thinking this is a great show that we should turn into. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't tell. So I don't know.
So what do we do?
What is this genre? What is this
Well,
genre? Can you tell?
so this is comedy, cooking, and isekai. So those are the
Okay,
genres,
okay,
and then the demographically, it's a shonen.
okay.
So
I think I could have picked up on all that. I think I kind of I just yeah.
yeah, like I said,
He goes into a
isekais
fantasy
will
world.
typically be yeah, they'll typically be shonen or probably seinen, depending on the adultness of it.
Yeah. So for
Uh,
new listeners, isekai is whenever a regular person goes into a fantasy world, be it like
boom,
a different realm or in a video
reincarnation,
game,
video game,
reincarnation. Yeah,
Matrix.
gotcha,
All right,
gotcha.
and so there's also a spin-off manga too of this, and it's called Campfire Cooking with My Absurd Skill, Sui's Great Adventure, and that is also being written by Iguchi, but it's being illustrated by Momo Futaba, and that is also available on the Comic Cardo website, and that came out in August of 2018, and that one is still going on too. So
Have we
light
met Sui?
novel,
We haven't.
main manga. No, not yet, not in this episode.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So light novel, manga, spin-off manga, and now anime. And so the anime
And
came out in
oh, I was gonna say and a video game. It's already a video
and
game. Just it's
just by
already.
itself
I mean, already. I'm
already.
watching it.
Yeah. All right. And so this came out in let's see where it goes. It came out in January of 2023. So that's when the anime came out. Got released last year. And
Wait,
it is
the
produced by Studio Mappa.
what? The
Mappa
big
Anime.
time. Big. We're talking about the
Big time.
spin-off or the this one we're watching here. The spin-off, right?
The anime. No, this
What?
is the main anime. Main anime is by
Okay.
Mappa.
Oh, the main anime by man. Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, are we gonna see some fire breathing? Are we gonna see some like? Is this man gonna
For sure.
be? Is
We
he
got
gonna throw a food fight? Is it gonna be a food fight? And that's all
a
his
food
skill
fight.
is like
Throwing potatoes across the cafeteria.
that's what I think of when I think of Mappa. I think of like some of these like epic like
Fight
battles and
scene.
like
Yeah.
yeah, fight scenes and all that kind of stuff. They do that really well. So interesting. We'll
Yeah.
see.
And so far, one season, 12 episodes. But they did announce the second season. And so far, it looked like it might be coming out in early 2025. So sometime early next year.
Okay, okay. I mean, hmm. Did you look up reviews? How well is this being received? Like, are people in it to win it?
Uh, I mean, I'm assuming it's doing good. Like, I didn't really look at the reviews, but from being able to go from a light novel to spin to manga to having a spin-off manga and an anime by like a major studio, I mean, there's
Yeah, by a
gotta be
yeah.
something to it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. But does it though? Does it make sense
does
though?
it though? uh, but yeah, so far it's all we got. It's all I've got. All we've been able to find. So no games yet. No real
I
live
mean,
action yet.
it's super new then. I mean, like I think that's the thing. And I haven't said this in a while, but these shows are so like conceptually are so original, like who to come up with this, like so
Yeah,
and there's so many animes. Like you have to like you can't just like be copying things or I mean in there are probably other animes that have like same kind of like idea. I mean, gosh, I don't know, Shangri-La Frontier, or like Solo Leveling, where I mean, like, yeah, that he says that in the thing. Those are the only two ones I can think of because I've only watched these two that have these kind of like level up map, like like
yeah,
the
kind of
video game
skill
aspect.
mapping and all that.
And
Yeah,
yeah, I think that happens. Oh, I'm trying. I did think I watched something else that had that. I don't want to say because I don't know the name of it, but like it's it's if you've seen every anime out there, like you're like a real like a Joe Angel, a Joe Taku. If you're like a Joe Taku and you've seen everything out there, you go, well, like I like this show because it's
what is their list to
original.
make?
Yeah, exactly. I've already seen this. I want to see. I got to be careful because I'll say something to you, Joe Angel. I'm like, you know what? There's probably some show about this, and then you'll find it, and then you make us watch it. And I'm like, I don't want to see. It's actual food. Like it's a walking pizza
Yeah,
and a friend who's a baked potato, and he wears a top hat, and they're like trying to find a restaurant to be served at or something like that. And like, oh, there you go. You got yourself an anime. I mean, like someone's gonna be listening to this. They already made the cinnamon Takis like I said they would, and
yeah.
now they're gonna make a show about a potato and a pizza being best friends. It's out there. It's got to be out
It's
there. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
All it needs is the title. It writes itself.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh
All right.
man,
And speaking about, I don't
let's get
know.
into it.
Let's talk about this. Let's
Let's
talk
talk
about
about
this.
this.
Okay, so the thing, I'll just, pros and cons this real quick, short. Um, yeah, already conceptually fun. It has some levity, comedy. It's good. Uh, I felt like, they didn't overdo any of the exposition besides Jeeves kind of like, being a little heavy-handed with all his stuff, but that's fine. They just kind of get in there. Um, I did watch this in the dub, but that's just because it came up, just like
Yeah,
naturally, and I was just like, whatever. I've been frustrated with my Crunchyroll because you need to see. Well, I think I put it on autoplay,
uh
so
huh.
that it could just show the next episode. But
Yeah,
I usually don't have it on autoplay. I just have it where I just click on it, and so I switched it to autoplay, and then it wouldn't go to the next one, and then it would say that I had too many devices or something like that. I'm like, how many devices am I allowed to have? Like I have it on my iPhone, I have it on my iPad,
yeah.
and they're just like, don't do that, like, and
Any,
so
anybody else got your stuff in?
dude, I don't know. I don't think so. It says, see how many I have, how many devices I have, but that there was does it, I think this happens a lot. Has somebody tried to hack your Crunchyroll before? I mean, it happens, right?
uh, Not
I felt
hacked.
like,
I mean, I've
I feel
like,
like somebody tried to log in from like Sri Lanka or something like that on mine. They're like, is this you? And I'm like, where am I right now? Am I in Sri Lanka?
where am I right now? Is my
Oh, okay.
VPN on right now?
Okay, we're back to the show. Back to the show.
We're
Cons
back
for
to the show.
me, like it's pretty anime That's not a, I don't want to say that. That's a con. We're watching anime. We're watching anime.
Yeah.
It's a little strange for me. It's a little,
It's a
like
bit of a
this
slow start
is
right now.
okay. Yeah, I would say that too. It's a little bit of a slow start. I kind of get where they're doing a good job on like world building and character building and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and trying to like, I like the fact that we have like a group of people and you know, things are happening. He seems like an okay character to kind of follow. He doesn't have main character energy like I would expect him to, but I think that's just kind of where he's supposed to live. He's supposed to be like
Yeah.
humdrum, boring, just a you know,
Yeah.
regular dude. He doesn't have, you know, the confidence to
He's
have
almost
blonde
like,
hair. Okay.
yeah.
He
He's
don't
almost
have
like a
blue hair in.
narrator.
Yeah, okay, yeah, a little bit, right? So, that all to say, this show is, I'm fine with this show. I'm fine with this show, but I feel myself kind of like, I could take it or leave it. I could just like,
Yeah.
take it or leave it. If I'm gonna do this kind of show, I'd rather watch Shangri-La Frontier with this same concept, but I don't know, but maybe like we always talk about this. The first episode is always just kind of like, maybe. And then you watch the
Yeah.
second episode and you go, okay, now they're explaining some stuff. Because
Okay.
there are
Yeah.
some things
Yeah.
that they have a lot of things that are like, how is he here? Where is he?
Yeah.
What's happening? There's some sort of
Yeah.
they're gearing up for some sort of battle or war, and they're like, there's some things
Because
that are
there's a little
shrouded in darkness.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a conversation he has with some guys in a bar where they're telling him like, yeah, they're not anybody to lead because they want more soldiers because they're gearing up for
yeah,
something. So it's like, okay, you're getting
something's
stuff
going
happening
on.
in the background. So
Hmm.
and he's like I said, he has that good intuition to be like, hey, something's going on. I'm gonna get out of here.
Hmm.
And so you're getting those small little bits of information like building up. Like, okay, there's something building up to something here.
Yeah. And so I think that's the battle I'm having with myself here. It's like it's so strange and so weird and so specific. And then, but then also, if there's going to be a battle going on, then I'm like intrigued because I'm like, what is his role in that?
Yeah,
If we're watching this, like, it's
we
not
just
going to
get
be just some like little sideline role. He's not just like the medic who's like, Get out there, fix yourself up. Yeah, here's a band-aid,
yeah,
like, no, like
yeah.
he's gonna
Put some
play
dirt
a
in it.
part in this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Put some,
Yeah,
drink some Tessin, rub some Tessin on it.
yeah.
Like
Rest
he's
some
actually
testing on that
gonna
thing.
do something, you know. And so like I'm just thinking like, yeah, there's enough intrigue in this that I would have to go, yeah, maybe. I'm like 50-50 on it. Like I want to find out? Do I want to find out?
Don't want
I don't know, Joe Angel, you tell me, do I want to find out?
I would
Do you
find out.
know?
I'm gonna find
Do you know? You're gonna try
out.
to find out. Okay, all right,
Yeah,
all right, all
I'm gonna
right.
try to
Well,
find out.
let's see here. Let's go ahead and give this
Especially it says
some
it's getting
sort
a
of.
second season, so I want to like be prepared for that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, and if Mappa's on it, you think that they're
Yeah,
not just
it's got to be
taking
something.
on any other. Yeah, there's got to be something there. 1 out of 10.
1 out of
Uh,
10 items to cart. How many are you adding?
how many items to cart am I adding here? What am I checking out? I mean, let's see here. I will, okay. So I'm trying to think in my mind if I'm going to continue to watch it. Would I recommend it? Was I entertained? Is it well done? All those things, and to try to like put myself up on that level of one, two, three, four, five, six. Like where do I land on this whole thing? It gets points for originality. It gets points for, execution, levity, comedy, storyline, all that kind of stuff. So, it has enough, to where I'm like, I'm intrigued. And if you're into the fantasy or into, that kind of thing too, or even RPGs or what the game thing part of it, real quick, the where you have like a mage or like a
Yeah,
warrior. What is
yeah.
that game? What is that?
Okay, so
What is that?
you
Is that
had yeah, so you have like a tank who so
hmm
you had Warner who was like the tank, the warrior.
uh-huh.
You had Vincent who was the swordsmith. You had Rita
Okay.
who was the scout. You had Ramon who was the mage. And you had Franco who was the healer. So these are kind of classic things you would want in like a party, like if you're playing D&D, if you're playing World of Warcraft, like any kind of
League of
MMORPG,
Legends.
RPG type. Yeah, like any like you want certain people to play certain roles in your group because
Wait, go back.
you
What was
want a
that? What is
healer.
that thing? You said
Which one?
MMORPG?
MMORPG. It's like another variation.
MMORPG.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like another
Yeah,
variation of RPG.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm still playing
Yeah, so these
tic-tac-toe,
are like
baby.
still playing tic tac toe, still playing Pong, man. I got the longest game of Pong going on right now.
Ooh,
Oh man, but yeah, so those
yeah,
are
okay.
like all kind of classes and warriors you would want in your group.
So yeah, like so if I was, I think even if we've talked about this before, if I was a little bit more into that, I'd probably be more into this.
More into
So
this. Yeah,
I think this lands for me like anywhere from like maybe 5 to 6 out of 10.
yeah.
But it doesn't mean that it's not good. It's just for me that I'm like, you know, do
It's gonna
I?
take a little more to get you on it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna take me a little bit more, and maybe I try a couple more episodes and I'm in it to
Yeah,
win it. Maybe
in it
I
to win it.
add to cart. Maybe I'm checking
Add
out,
to
son.
cart.
Maybe I'm putting a big screen TV in that cart, but I'm only scanning a tomato, son. Let's do
Getting
this.
that same day shipping. That instant.
I want that 1 minute shipping. That's what I want.
That 1 minute shipping. Man.
Put it on the list.
Put it
Put it
on
on
the
your
list.
list.
Yeah, because
You have it on your
I'm putting
list.
it at 5. Yeah, I'm giving
Okay.
it halfway.
Okay.
Like I said,
Okay.
because
Okay.
animation, even at like animation wise, the way it looks, it doesn't look bad. Like it looks good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it looks
the
fine.
colors, like the animation, like everything looks good. You know,
Hmm.
but like I
Hmm.
said, it's all just gonna depend on how the story flows for me. You know, if
Yeah,
they can
I can see that.
capitalize on like what they're building up to.
Hmm. Hmm. And if there's
I
good payoff and
If there's a good payoff. I do like the idea of just because I've had conversations of like think of the worst superpower you can have. And
uh,
as soon as I said like this is what it instantly reminded me of is all those conversations I've had of what's one superpower that what superpower you would have that's super lame and like not really good. And like this is like
yeah.
and this is one of them. Like being able to like I can access an online grocery anytime I want. But the
It's
downside of it is I
ridiculous.
still have to have actual money to pay for the stuff.
And they don't take card either. He has to throw straight up
They don't
coins in
take
this thing.
cards. They
Like what the
coin,
heck?
man.
Tap to pay. Tap to pay. Everybody takes tap to
That's the
pay. Come
thing.
on, bro.
Even HEB's got it down, man. Come on, HEB
Hey,
finally has
oh
it.
snap. It's about dang time, bro. I've been waiting that for the
Dude,
Apple Pay up there.
forever. But yeah, so that's why I'm ranking this, just because like I've had those conversations, and it's always a fun conversation to have too. Because
Yeah, same.
like
I
really,
mean,
there are so many superpowers. And it's like it is a new look on it because usually with isekais you'll see like oh this person comes in with like a crazy amazing skill or like something crazy, but we finally get somebody who's like oh yeah you're from another world you got the lamest
y-
skill ever.
you got a grocery list.
You got a grocery.
you got groceries. That boy got groceries. That's
Yeah,
it.
you got groceries. That's it. Oh
I love it.
man, with groceries comes list comes our anime podcast because our list is ever growing, guys. We've got so many episodes. I think this is gonna be episode 67, I believe.
You could go on anime.me.com. Oh no, dash me. I'm sorry, dash me.com.
anime-me.com.
And the list is
Go on
there.
anime-me.com, and it's there. All of it's there. The whole list. Even where you can buy these shirts, it's right there on it. All our links to our socials, all the links to our podcasts and platforms are all on our website at anime-me.com. And while you're there, leave us a review on there and click all those links to our socials, to our platforms, and leave us the likes, leave us the subscribes on there, and also share it with your friends, guys. Because that's what this podcast is all about, watching anime with friends and being amazed at the absurdity of stuff they come up with and with the longness of titles, guys. Because we went from watching one of the shortest animes ever to watching one of our longest titles ever.
By the way, I want somebody to drop in the comments the longest titled anime. It's got to be out there. It's got to be at least a paragraph. I want to see the longest anime in the
A
comments.
whole paragraph long. So
I
long,
bet.
you think you're reading the synopsis. Oh, man. All right. Well, with that, this has been Anime Me Pod. I've been Joangel with my co host Sal, and we will see you on the next one. Liz.
Peace.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
Have you caught up on Dantanon?
I think I'm one episode behind. Though I did see the I got the reveal,
The cat.
the end credits. Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
here we
Yeah,
are.
that was the thing. He asked, I was like it. I don't know where they're going to show it, but I knew they're going to show it. I was like,
Yeah.
it's
That I think
it's random at first when you don't know. Like if you haven't
it
read the
really
manga, if
is.
you're just going off of it, it's like, what is this cat?
Yeah, it really is. I was just like, what? Why? Like, but I guess you got just be weird, I guess. Just be weird. Because
Yeah.
there are some shows like or maybe actually I don't even know. Like I'm thinking like there are some ending credits and I'm just like, what is this ending credit scene? This makes no sense,
I mean, it's just
but
like I
then
guess like Bleach's, like all the Bleach's intros, like their intro sequences
hmm
weren't really anything to do with the anime. What was happening? Like they're just like
hmm
drawings of them just doing random stuff,
Yeah, just
and
random, like nothing.
yeah,
But Dandadan is like killing it right now, right? I mean, like I feel like I've seen tons of like praise and a lot of everybody I know or a lot of friends of mine are like, dude, this show or, yeah, everybody's just on it. They're on it. There's a bunch of memes of
did I
Turbo
send you the
Granny out
real?
there.
Uh, it's about the dude explaining it, and then the other dude's
Yes.
like, "Is this what you like?
Yeah.
Is this what you're into?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Is this
freak.
how? Is this who you are? Are you a freak?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, are you still gonna watch it? Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's so funny. There's been a couple of them, dude. Like there was a Coco and Turbo Granny crossover. I don't know if you saw that one. Somebody had the costume on and they were running around like Coco, the grandma from Coco. Dude, that show
Dude,
is remained to be
I
good,
tell you, it's
and
killing it right now, man.
it really is, dude. It really is. It's
The
a shame
music
it didn't
video
come out
for it,
earlier.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that music. Did we see that? Did you and I see that, or did we just are we just our algorithm is the same?
So I saw the actual music video by Creepy Nuts, like their version, and then there's another
Uh-huh.
version that these like group of cosplayers, like these guys did with the group
The
of cosplayers.
fans.
Yeah, the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I've seen.
that
I
dude,
think I
that
saw the
one was
behind.
killer too.
I think I saw the behind the scenes on. I'm
Yeah,
not
when they were
exactly sure
shooting it.
which one I. Yeah. It's dope,
Yeah, it was
dude.
Momo and Ken. Yeah, dude, dang, it's
Yeah,
killing
well,
it. It gets so good too.
I'm a don't no spoilers, Joe and Joel. You know how I feel about it.
Dude,
I'm against it.
so good. Oh man, there's this new Korean barbecue place that opened up by my job.
Ooh,
Like a all you can eat. It's like
ooh.
I think it was like $20 at lunch and $30 for dinner.
Is
But
it
it's
one of
it's
those
still
ones
like
where You cook at your table, or is
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
actually
It's one of
just like a
those. Yeah,
buffet?
and I
Yeah,
think
okay,
it's one of those
okay.
ones where you cook at your table, like they bring it to you. So,
Yeah. We have one of those here in town too. It just opened up. And the food is on a conveyor belt, and you just kind of grab whatever you want and you cook it at your own table, like either
yeah.
what do they call that? The broth, or
Uh,
on a little
broth. Yeah, like the
fire.
broth, the soup broth, or like a little grill,
Yeah,
like top
yeah.
grill. They got. Yeah. Um.
I've only heard good things. I've never been. Have you been to a place like that? I've never been to a place like that.
No, I haven't.
So I
That's
don't
why I
even
was
know
like,
how
oh,
to.
cool, that's open up. But I've been waiting because it's still just like crazy packed.
Yeah, too new. You gotta let that newness kind of wear off a little bit. Give you a little elbow room in that place. Also, I need
Oh
to like. I'm the type of person that's gonna watch like how to do it. Like a how-to video on YouTube, so I don't show up like an idiot.
yeah.
And you be like, "Ooh."
You're gonna show up there and not
That's
like burn the place down accidentally.
yeah, I'm gonna be dipping my meat into a bowl of the mop water. What is it? This mop
The
water is
mop water. What is this?
like like I gotta do it right. You know what I'm
I
saying? I
guess
don't
this
wanna.
is the seasoning. I guess.
I don't know. I mean, it's, what is that? Fabuloso? Fabuloso? Is that a?
Smells really laboratory.